Nigeria's newest business channel, iBrandTV, is now broadcasting live on channel 143 on Nigerian pay TV Star Times. With its exciting and including contents, iBrandTV seeks to be a role model and respected leader in the delivery of exceptional digital media service across the globe. Speaking to News Now, iBrandTV Managing Director Anwuli Onyago said the latest business TV channel is set to dish out A-list content on the platform.
iBrand coming to Nigeria is totally a different package entirely. We are bringing a unique blend of quality business analysis, in-depth coverage. I mean, you're talking about business documentaries, talking about documentaries that have a feel of business. And then, of course, we're bringing it in a grand style. We have a whole lot of programs that, you know, our viewers would tap from. These programs that have the business feel. So, you know, you're talking about in the world, you watch CNBC, you watch Bloomberg and all of those kind of platforms. You watch business from those angles. But in Nigeria, we are bringing the Bloombergs, the CNBCs to Nigeria in our own style. So it's a totally different thing when it comes to business that we are bringing.
The House of Representatives has passed a resolution to invite the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Mahmood Yakubu, to brief the House on the cost of conducting direct primaries in the country. The motion to invite the INEC boss was raised by Representative Leke Abejide, who informed the House that it was important to address the rumors of the cost of the direct primaries. The INEC chairman is to appear before the committees on appropriations and electoral matters to speak on the issue. Abejide said there are rumors that it will cost 500 billion naira to conduct direct primaries. The Kano State government has sacked 233 teachers for presenting fake certificates upon the time of their recruitment. Tijani Abdullahi, the chairman of the State Universal Basic Education Board, disclosed this on Thursday during a press conference in Kaduna. He said that teachers were sacked after inquiries from the institutions they claimed to have attended, which show that they presented fake certificates. The decision to investigate the certificates of the teachers, the SUBEB chairman explained, commenced in April 2021 as part of the board's responsibility to ensure that all teachers actually have the qualifications they presented. According to him, the major objective of the exercise is to ensure that all our teachers have the requisite credentials that constitute the basic qualification for employment as teachers. The board also announced that it will conduct a fresh competency test for 12,254 teachers from January 2022 as part of continuous assessments of its teachers, both for their own improvement and for better delivery of learning. Now, retired military officers under the auspices of the Coalition of Concerned Veterans are protesting what they describe as poor welfare package meted out to military veterans across the country. The aged ex-military men who protested in Lagos on Thursday expressed their dissatisfaction.
It's a pity that we find ourselves at this crossroad. You know, we have written letters, we have had series of meetings with the highest echelon of offices and officers that we are supposed to meet. We have met with the Minister of Defense, the Honorable Minister of Defense, and so many other persons in the salaries and wages. And they have our letters. The minimum wage, we have 24 months arrears. Can you imagine that? Minimum wage that have been approved, and people have been breaking the whole country, but because of discipline, the military veterans, they hold their tough. We don't cause any commotion in this country. If you look at all the bandits, the terrorists that have repented, that have been arrested, that have been recycled back to society, none of them are military veterans. None. No matter what we face. We are also looking at the medical package that was given. Do you know that these glasses I'm wearing, the government can only pay for the lens? I have to go and buy frame by myself. I have to pay for some eye drops that are constituted, and these are kind of ailments that you should expect military people to meet as a challenge.
Former President of the Senate, Joseph Wyatt, has died in a London hospital, the Cross River State government announced on Thursday. The Second Republic Senate President, who has been receiving medical attention for some time, passed away at the age of 80. Reacting, Governor Ben Ayade said Dr. Wyatt, who died on November 30, left indelible footprints on the sands of time. Ayade, in a statement by his spokesman, Christian Ita, described Wyatt's death as a monumental loss to Cross River State in particular and Nigeria as a whole. And more stories, the former governor of Ogun State and senator representing Ogun Central, Ibikunle Amosun, has affirmed that President Muhammadu Buhari has done more good for the country and will leave office a hero. Amosun, who was represented by Barrister Taiwo Adeoluwa, described leadership as the major problem confronting Nigeria, while commending President Buhari for being fair to Nigerians.
We appear to enjoy putting our country and our efforts down. Trust me, when we got this paper from our boss and we look at the figures, the government had done so much. Why are we still here? But like I said, there are internal and there are external conditions that appear to blight these efforts. As a party, we will not allow PMB sacrifices to go to waste. We shall remain a big, growing, stable, and strong family, willing and ready to shepherd Nigeria to greatness.
The Edo State House of Assembly has ratified the appointment of 14 new commissioners. A letter of request for the confirmation of appointment of the 14 commissioners signed by Secretary to the State Government, Princess Catherine Oladuni Oju, had earlier been forwarded to the House. The nominees later appeared before the Selection Committee of the House for screening. While presenting the report of the Selection Committee at plenary on Thursday, the Deputy Speaker, Aderobo Samuel Ademoye, observed that the 14 nominees had been screened and found competent to serve as commissioners in Ondo State. Aderoboye requested that the nominees be called to step forward for confirmation of their appointment. The nominees were thereafter called outside for ratification of the appointment through a voice vote by majority of lawmakers at the plenary. The United States Government Exchange Alumni Association in Nigeria has inaugurated a special award initiative known as Walter Carrington Award to honor some Nigerians in various endeavors that have distinguished themselves. President of the association, Mike Okoche, in the press conference at the American Corner Ikeja, further shed light on the essence of the award. Aiboje Irukoria has details.
Announcing an institute in the Walter Carrington Award of the United States Government Exchange Alumni Association in Nigeria, President of the association, Mr. Michael Kocher, said the award will be the highest award of the association and will be given to Nigerians and friends of Nigeria with impeccable character who reflects the value the association represents and promotes. He said the nominee will be those who are contributing to making humanity, communities and society better.
Who can be a recipient of this award? You have to be able to stand and represent that value that Walter Carrington stood for, helping Nigeria to ensure that we entrench more democracy in Nigeria and promoting the livelihood of our people and the standard of living in Nigeria. So the standards of this award is going to be very high. That is why we are formally launching it today, because we see that, like you said, that there's been so many awards around, but we don't want this one to be one of those awards where the moment you identify 2, 3, 4 persons, maybe they are politicians or they have money or they have this or they have that, then you just call them in to give them an award. This is not it at all. This is going to be a different process. This is going to be a different standard. That is why we're setting up a board that would vet the people who will be recipients or nominated for this award, and after that they also have to be looked at by the U.S. mission in Nigeria to be sure that these people represent what they all represent and what we all represent to promote us. So that's what this award is about.
Responding to questions from the press, Public Secretary of the association, Wofai Samuel, said the award represents the characters of Ambassador Carrington, who she said was a distinguished diplomat, a principled professional and a loving American who never hesitated to show his love for Africa, which Nigeria was the greatest beneficiary, especially from his taking a wife from Nigeria. Hence, the standard for the award will be very high.
People who have contributed exceptionally to the growth and development of Nigeria will be awarded. People who have contributed immensely to the socio-economic development of the country, as well as social services in the social service sector. If you have done fundamentally well from the grassroots, from the primary, from the fundamentals, so to speak, from the grassroots to the secondary level, if you have done well, and of course your impeccable character, like the president said, and it is worthy of emulation, definitely you'll be awarded. But you can be sure that we will never compromise on our standards.
While appreciating the United States mission in Nigeria for their unwavering support for programs and projects that are changing the Nigerian society and impacting the people positively, President of the association, Mr. Michael Kwache, said over 7,500 Nigerians have benefited from over 20 different exchange programs sponsored by the United States government under the U.S. Department of State. iBrandTV reporting.
Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has presented a budget proposal of 214.2 billion naira for the 2022 fiscal year to the House of Assembly. iBrandTV reports that the appropriation bill showed an increase of 32.9% over the 2021 approved budget of 161 billion naira.
Mr. Godwin Obaseki said the budget was meant to ensure more investment in human capital development, consolidating on the reforms of the civil service. Obaseki said the appropriation bill, christened Budget of Renewed Hope and Growth, seeks to stimulate economic growth and sustainability of the state, adding that it will be the first time the capital expenditure put at 118 billion naira was more than the recurrent at 95.9 billion naira. He said the budget is based on the crude oil benchmark of $57 per barrel and total projected internally generated revenue of 50.3 billion naira to be generated through tax reforms and other creative options.
In line with this, we are proposing a capital stroke recurring expenditure ratio of 55% to 45% respectively, through which we will strengthen the economy and propel the much-needed growth to a gender inclusive development. The total projected revenue for 2022 is 186 billion naira, consisting of 65 billion statutory allocation, value-added tax of 23 billion, IGR of 50 billion for 3, and 11.6 billion for grants, amongst others.
Highlights of the budget include education, 24.6 billion naira, health, 14.1 billion, government buildings, 21 billion naira, roads and bridges, 30 billion naira, youth and social development, 5 billion, environment, 8 billion, agriculture, 4.6 billion, water, 1.2, and electricity, 2.7 billion, amongst others. iBrandTV reporting.
A 4-day workshop on capacity training on how to identify early warning signs of and mitigate crisis situations in communities have been put together for police officers, members of the Nigerian Civil and Security Defense Corps, vigilante and other local stakeholders from Benue and Plateau State. The program officer Clean Foundation, Ebere Mbaregbu, and Deputy Country Director of Equal Access International, Gad Peter, who organized the workshop in Makurdi, the Benue State capital, said the project is aimed at training security actors in addressing the various layers of insecurity and ensure public safety of lives and properties.
We have actually drawn together security agencies from the states I've just mentioned, Nigerian Police Force, the Civil Defense, the VGN, the PCRC, together to promote interagency collaboration among them, and also to work with the community members to address the violent conflict in communities within the state.
We all know Benue State is one of the states that is known for crisis, either farmer crisis, banditry, kidnapping, and all other vices in the state. And so to come here and gather other agencies, security agencies together to train us on issue of human approach of policing is very, very essential.
We're working on a project we call Securing Nigerian Communities, and the whole idea of the project is to increase the participation of civilians in security issues in their communities. And so we're working directly with women and youth in 3 local governments in Benue State, Umagwe, West, and Agatu. And in Nigeria, we're working in 4 states, Kano, Kaduna, and Kano, and each of those states we're working in 3 local governments.